Hey, welcome back to the Branding for Abundance channel. My name is Dr. TK, clinical psychologist and #1 branding coach for therapists. So today is a special episode. I wanted to talk about writing out your vision and making it plain. And yes, hashtag Hotlanta. So you may be wondering where the hashtag came from, and that will be described in the story that I'm going to share with you after I share with you some tips on how to write out your vision, especially as we approach another year, 2021, to make your vision become your reality. So if you're new to my channel, as usual, make sure that you share this with anyone that you know who would want to manifest abundance. If they're a mental health professional, if they are wanting to grow and or scale their mental health business, this is the place to be. So first, where I want to start off is describing the difference between journaling and scripting. And you may be wondering, what does that have to do with writing the vision and making it plain? Well, of course, in a journal, we're taught how to write out, like our thoughts, our feelings, and things like that. However, I was taught how to script by one of my business coaches about 5 years ago. And one of the things that I took from her training is that scripting is really speaking your future into existence, the whole act as if perspective. And so instead of just journaling out why you are, why are you mad? Why are you sad? And things like that. How about you take another level approach, an abundance approach, and start scripting out your lifestyle, your business, your bank account balance as though it already exists. Now, you may also be wondering, why the heck would I do that? I'm lying to myself. And what you're doing is you're retraining your subconscious, because right now we're conscious, we're walking around knowing exactly what's happening, but you want to train your subconscious what you want your life to be like. That way your behaviors will follow. So I am a psychologist. And one of the things that I teach my therapists the clients in the very beginning of treatment is that I perform therapy utilizing cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. And the main emphasis of therapy that I do is if you change the way you think, you will change the way that you will behave. You will change the way that you think, you will change the way that you feel, and that will change the way that you behave. Okay? So in terms of scripting, what you're really doing is changing the way that you think about your future in a more positive way, optimistic way, and then that'll automatically start changing the way you feel. Now, the way that this process will happen is that you have to constantly remind yourself of that story that you wrote down in that script. So some of the things that I've done over the last 5 years or so in regards to being able to manifest opportunities in my business, more clients, more money, materialistic goods, a baby, a car, a home, I can go on and on. But nevertheless, what I did is I took my scripting to another level. So not just did I type it up in my phone, but I also made it very pretty. I typed it up on Canva. I put a very cute background on it. And at my old home, I actually woke up every day to that script on my wall. So anytime I would get up and do my stretches and my deep breaths, I would see my vision board along with my script. Now, to take it up another level, I actually recorded my script. So this is technically tip 3. Tip 1 is script out what you want to become your reality. Tip 2 is write it down somewhere and put it up, make it nice and pleasant to look at, and put it somewhere where you can actually see it every single day. And then the third level is if you really want to get super, super serious about manifesting abundance, you want to record it. Now, the reason why I chose to record it at the time, I had just had my son in March of 2018. I have a very loud voice. And so, babies sleep a long time during the first couple of months. And I don't want to wake him up, to disrupt his sleep pattern. And I was also breastfeeding. So if he woke up, I would have to breastfeed right away. And so believe it or not, I didn't use that as an excuse. I just figured out a creative way of how to record my scripts while not waking up my son. So you guessed it. Your girl was in the walk-in closet in the bedroom while he was asleep on the bed. And I kid you not, I was excited recording my script, but I was so quiet. And so my husband didn't even know that I recorded it until after this testimony that I'll share with you in a moment. Okay. So after I recorded it, then what I did is I listened to it every day. And that meant that I can actually put in my headphones, still be laying in the bed, especially if he's like laying on my chest, if I just put him back to sleep because I just fed him. And instead of me needing to zoom in my eyes to read the script on my wall, I can just simply listen to myself speak and get excited about it. Now, the fourth tip, I went all the way up, is I found pictures that matched my script and I made myself a slideshow. So I literally did a screen recording, and my testimony, my script went something like this. So it highlighted how many new clients I wanted for my private practice, how many new coaching clients I wanted from my other stream of income in my business that were therapists. I also highlighted how much more money I wanted to add to my bottom line in my business. I highlighted what I wanted to get as far as materialistic goods for myself, my home, my family, and things like that. Now, I also had additional things that I wanted to manifest as it related to my coaching program that I was a part of and that I currently still am. And so I was part of a mastermind, and the mastermind, we met about 4 times throughout the year. And if you've listened to some of my previous videos and podcast episodes, I shared a 3-part series of motherhood because I had my son at 38 years old, because I did wait, and I'm happy that I waited because I lived my best life and I still am. And I'm now equipped to still do the things that I envision myself doing as a mom with no restrictions because my bank account backs me up. And so needless to say, when I was going through my motherhood phase, I couldn't go to the masterminds because that required me to go to Florida, go to an event in New York. There was one in LA, but literally he was born 1 week before the event in LA, and I had a C-section, which meant that I couldn't leave the home. And I was placed on bed rest at being 5 months pregnant because I had a high risk pregnancy on top of having a geriatric pregnancy because I was over the age of 35, right? So needless to say, I really wanted to go to at least the last mastermind, which was in May of that year. It was in Atlanta. So I had missed the bus for New York in April. I had just said, you know what, maybe I will wait until May. And my husband was on board for either because he knew that I had invested so much time, effort, and money into building my business and getting coaching. And I really could not partake in one of the best parts, which was the masterminds, because they were not recorded. You could not get the handouts afterward. You had to be there. That was the requirement. So what I did is I negotiated with my husband to go to Atlanta literally for 2.5 days and then come back. So what I wanted really for me, and this was a ego booster, it was also me being able to highlight my wins in business that year, regardless if I was on my couch, is in my script. I said something like, I want to be on a big screen TV. I want to have all of those wins in my business as far as new clients on both sides of my business, right? And I said a whole lot of other things, but I also said that I wanted my coach to recognize all the growth that I had done behind the scenes, because she really didn't even know everything that I had accomplished, because I don't know why I just kept it to myself. And those are one of the things that I learned from that now I teach my therapist coaching clients, in that every time we talk, I want to hear about your wins. I don't want to hear it at the end of the year. I want to celebrate you throughout. And so needless to say, I flew out to Atlanta, met one of my BFFs, since grad school, BBP, Beautiful Black Psychologist, Dr. Roche, and we shared rooms and we went to the mastermind. And after the mastermind, your energy is on another level. You're super excited. You can't sleep. And one of the things that occurred is, remember I said I wanted to be like on the stage, right? Like I want my coach to recognize all the hard work that I've done in my business, because that also shows her that she's winning with the information that she's sharing with us, because I'm taking fast action on everything, especially from the couch. So literally after the mastermind, she has a full-fledged all-day event the next day where it's open to the public. But every time she does that, she requests that certain people in her different levels of coaching programs actually sits on her stage and does a testimony about how her coaching has benefited our business. And so that was part of my script. And so me and my friend were walking across the street. We were going to like Cheesecake Factory or something. And we had both scripted the same thing. We had honestly been scripting that since the year that we had joined a year and a half ago in her second tier program. And we were in her highest tier program. So we were literally, I remember like it was yesterday, we were in hot Atlanta. It was May. It was nice, warm, beautiful weather, not too hot, not too sticky. And we were at the crosswalk and we were about to walk over to the mall and, just walk around, maybe do a little shopping and go out to eat for dinner. And so I don't know if one of us got the notice first, but we got them back to back. And what they did is they emailed us and said, hey, we would like you to sit on the stage tomorrow at the event. And these are all the things that we would love for you to recap. So what that made us do is really start talking at dinner. Then that translated over to our room, which we couldn't go to sleep to 3:00 in the morning. So imagine this picture, probably TMI, but imagine me sitting in the bed, looking through my phone for all of my wins, trying to get my dates in chronological order so that I can share what my life was like, of course, before coaching with her, and then what it's been like in this new level of this program coaching with her. And of course, all of these wins that I had not shared with her yet, right? And so we were so amazed. I was so amazed at how much growth I had. And this is one of the things that I highly recommend that my therapy and coaching clients do, which is from time to time or every quarter, sit down and reflect on what is it that you've accomplished. I would encourage you to do that, of course, right now as we, hit the end of 2020, but also find a date each quarter, if not every 30 days, and look at what you've accomplished, because I do believe that that does something to your confidence, your self-esteem, and it honestly makes you go harder in whatever direction you're going in your personal life, health, business, money, kids, family, anything. And so once we start writing all those things down, we were like, damn, we did a lot. And I was super surprised at how many things I was able to write down that I did from my couch. Because remember, I was taking off work from November of the previous year up until my son was born. Then I had a C-section. So that added an additional like 2 to 3 weeks on my stay-at-home leave. I didn't actually return back to my private practice until about a week before we went to this event, which her event was on Memorial Day weekend. And so we figured out a way to present our information. The person said it was good. And then she called us up on stage. So I literally start feeling a funny feeling, but like a vibe of holy crap. This is my script coming to life. Oh my God. Like the angels were singing to me. I was like, not only am I in Atlanta, I was called to speak on her stage. And then get this, when I was on her stage, when I got home, I was like, oh, I really wasn't like on a big screen. But then somebody sent me the pictures of me speaking on the stage, and guess what they captured? Because when you sit on stage, you're just in the zone with her answering questions because you're kind of being interviewed, right? So get this, she had 2 big projector screens on the side of each of us, like, on the screen. And that was me being on a big screen. I didn't take it as I had to be on the TV. And I think that that's one of the problems about manifestation that people get stuck in, is that you declare that it has to happen in a particular way, and you block potentially additional opportunities from happening because you say, I need to be on TV. Versus myself, I was happy that I just got on the big screen in front of 300 people, right? So not only was I able to share my story with her about all my wins in my business at the time, so I got on the stage, check mark on my script. I was on the big screen, check mark in my script, right? And then get this, I got home, and while I was gone, I had an assistant at the time doing screenings for my private practice and my coaching business. So she was texting me like here and there saying, oh, you got a few voicemails, emails. I'm calling people back. I'm putting them on the Google spreadsheet. But I told myself during that 3-day time frame that I wasn't going to look at the Google spreadsheet. She is to only call me for emergencies, because I really want to focus on what I'm there for, which is to engage as a student in my coaching program with my coach, right? So what ended up happening is I told her, I said, come over to my house when I got back. So I said, hey, how many referrals did I have? Right? And she said, well, At first, I thought you had like 15. And I was like, yeah, because you texted me. And I was like, dang, I got hella referrals for new clients, coaching and therapy. She said, but then when I went back, I realized that some of the same people who emailed us also left voicemails. So a lot of people did duplication of things to make sure that we would catch their name and their phone number and their contact information. So she said, you actually had, and then she pulled out her phone and she calculated them. She said, you have 7. I said, wait, what did you say? She said, you had 7. I was like, get the out of here. I wanted to curse. She was like, did I say something wrong? I said, no, girl, you said everything right. So she didn't understand where my energy was coming from. So I literally ran in my bag, got my journal out, and I said, listen, I want you to read something. And then I said, matter of fact, I'm just going to let you listen to it. She said, what is it? I said, it's my script. She said, what is the script? I said, I'm about to show you. And so I read my script to her, or I let her listen to it. And then she was like looking at it. And then get this, it's not over. As she's listening to the script, I get an email on my phone. So as she's listening, I pull up my phone. It's the weekly newsletter blog that goes out to over 100,000 subscribers on my coach's email list. And guess who's featured on the platform of the Millionaire Women's Maker? Your girl. Big old picture on her email list with my story, with a little bit of my testimony, sitting on her stage in Atlanta. And it said, how did she double her caseload from her couch? No excuses. I said, damn it, this is another big screen. Talk about writing the vision and making it plain. So of course my assistant says, well, how did you know it was going to be 7? I said, I didn't, but I sat still. I did a prayer. I sat for a moment and I allowed my Lord to download on me. And the number that came in is the number 7. So when numbers appear or when things appear, I'm going to write them down. And that's what became my script. So I really hope that you've enjoyed my Hot Lana from the stage scripting activity testimonial. I really wanted to instill in you that it's not too late to script out what you want. This year is not canceled. This year still has time. And guess what? You still have time. Be grateful. The fact that you woke up today to watch this video, you already own something. You get another day. I tell adults, think about it like when you were a child, you went to grade school and your teacher may have had some type of behavioral contingency chart, meaning every day, no matter if you got on red yesterday and you had a horrible day, you were on green or whatever was green on the board. You started off on green every day, which in translation means every day you get a new start. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this episode. If you want to learn more about manifesting things for a lifestyle of abundance, whether it be personal life, being a mom, I've did some episodes which people have asked for me to do more episodes on being a bonus mom. So that's coming to you very, very soon, probably the next episode. And or of course, managing and creating a profitable private practice and or other streams of income and mental health, then make sure that you subscribe to my channels. Let me know what was your biggest takeaway, and I will see you in the next episode. Love you. Bye.